Hello, everyone. Today, I have an amazing story for you. President Donald Trump's new tariff plan looks almost identical to the suggestions made by ChatGPT. Let's dive into the details.
Trump's new tariff plan proposes a flat 10% tariff on all imports, plus extra tariffs for countries with large trade deficits. The additional tariff formula is trade deficit divided by import volume times 50%. For example, if the deficit is $50 billion and imports are $150 billion, the extra tariff would be about 16.7%. This formula is exactly the same as suggestions made by ChatGPT and other AI tools. This formula is exactly the same as suggestions made by ChatGPT and other AI tools. At first glance, the formula seems simple, but it's actually hard for an average person to come up with. There are 3 reasons. First, you need basic knowledge about trade deficits and import volumes. Second, you need a good sense for setting tariff rates. Third, you must understand the political negotiation strategies. In short, there are 3 key reasons. First, you need basic knowledge about trade deficits and import volumes. Second, you need a good sense for setting tariff rates. Third, you must understand the political negotiation strategies. It's important to understand why such a simple-looking formula is rarely proposed by ordinary people. Most people naturally assume that international trade and tariffs require extremely complicated calculations, handled only by experts and government economists. Few would think that a basic math approach could be used at the policy level. In reality, using a simple formula like this can have both strengths and weaknesses. It makes policies easy to explain to the public, but it also risks oversimplifying complex economic systems. With that in mind, let's look at how this simple approach was applied to Japan.
The tariff on Japan was set at 25%. In reality, based on Japan's trade deficit and import volume, the calculated additional tariff rate would likely fall between 23% and 27%. However, to avoid confusion and make the policy easier to communicate, it is believed that the figure was rounded to a neat 25%. In short, although the underlying calculation matches suggestions from AI like ChatGPT, the final number was politically adjusted for clarity and negotiation advantages. This development suggests that the influence of AI on real-world policymaking is already becoming a reality. However, there is an important risk we must consider. Basing tariff policies solely on such a simple formula increases the risk of violating international agreements and WTO rules. In fact, President Trump has previously taken actions that weakened the functioning of the WTO. Although he did not formally withdraw from the organization, he often showed a disregard for WTO rules. Such unilateral tariff hikes risk triggering retaliatory tariffs from other countries and could ultimately harm the global economy. In short, while the formula is simple and easy to understand, it carries the danger of disrupting delicate international trade balances. In conclusion, President Donald Trump's new tariff policy bears an astonishing resemblance to methods suggested by AI like ChatGPT. There is no concrete evidence that President Trump directly consulted AI, but it's clear that AI may be starting to influence political decision-making. In the near future, AI might become an official partner in policymaking. If that future arrives, what would you think? Please share your thoughts in the comments.